Oh, is that it?
Yep. Looks like it's gonna be a piece of brass. Filming the damage over here first.
This lady is like incredibly interested.
Is she?
Yeah,
checking
she's like
things out?
standing right behind us. Yep.
So it almost looks like it might be some sort of a valve stem.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort. Definitely a piece of brass or bronze. Some sort of a fitting.
For like garden?
I would say maybe off an old car or something there.
Oh. Huh.
Some of the old cars, I have one at home that I found. It was a valve stem off a Model T Ford, I think it was. It's got some lettering on it.
Hey, buddy. You got a friend coming to visit?
Hey, pup. Hey, pup. How you doing? You can see there's some writing on it there. I don't know what it... There's some numbers. But that's what I would say, maybe some sort of valve stem.
Hello. Sweet. What you doing?
Found a dog. Found a poodle. Right there.
Oh, it's right there. That's a coin.
It is a coin. Very cool. Get my toothbrush out. Same one I used this morning when I was brushing my teeth. It is an Indian head penny, which is very
Indian head-
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Some of the more experienced people would not think it was so cool, but it is from...
Oh yeah, I can see the markings on it. Can you tell the date?
I think it's 1892.
No way.
Yeah.
Oop.
Wants to go back in the hole.
So that's pretty cool. This property dates back to, what did I say, 1864 this house was built?
I think it's 1882, 1892.
Nice.
And this is what I've mentioned before too. So this coin is, there's no saying that it's been in the ground for that
Right.
length of time, but that's a pretty old coin.
Yeah.
And considering, I think we've even found, since we've been doing this together, we've found coins that are far newer than this from the 2000s
Yeah.
that don't look like this. So it just shows you the
Quality
of the coins back then. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So this is like right in front of the property, and a lot of this property or this section that we're on, people would have been walking through here a lot.
Put that in there.
It was definitely a gathering place.
Yeah, and whenever you have places like this, where there were somebody might have been standing down here chit-chatting, enjoying the view, and reached in their pocket for something and drops, they don't realize. Very cool.
That's very neat. So this is kind of just panning the property a little bit of where we're standing.
That's encouraging.
So we're kind of laughing right now because, so the lady's with me. There's also now a new man that's coming around with her. And my equipment is messing up. Steve's had signals that all of a sudden disappear. So it is a true thing. I tell him this all the time, that spirit energy does mess with electronics. So he's literally in the same spot that he was a minute ago, and none of his stuff was working. So I have to tell the owner that that this particular spirit couple is going to be here.
It's round.
It's round. Another coin.
This is a clad quarter from 1967.
1967. Oh yeah. Cool.
25 cents richer.
Yeah, they're gonna stay with the property.
I don't think I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this one because it's not a very solid signal. Started out that way, but part of whatever is in the plug here, I think.
Hmm. There's your buddy. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it looks like some sort of a staple. I'm saying.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Some sort of a sconce, maybe.
Hmm.
It's not a washer because it's, you know what I mean, like that one on and then a drawer pull or something.
Yep.
Or it could be,
Or a decorative.
yeah, it could be some sort of bridal type. No, for round though. That's why it signals.
That's cool looking. Oh, is it like a locket?
Yeah. Yeah, it's silver. Very fragile.
Oh, wow. Is it like glass, like a glass covering?
Yeah, I would say it
Oh,
probably
I have
had
to clean
something.
that up. Wouldn't that be neat if it almost like had a star on it? If it has any kind of inscription on it. Oh, wow.
It's definitely
Oh, it's
silver
kind
on
of
the
broken.
edges.
Yep.
But I would say there must have been a picture or something inside it. that's what was, that's weird, because
Oh, that's really cool.
neat.
It'd be really neat to see if, like, when we clean this up, if this is
Why
something
don't
that
you
maybe
hold
that,
on to that one?
if maybe, if this is something that the woman who's been walking with us potentially wore, or someone.
That's the only hard part about doing this too. Is you know, you could
That
very
is really
easily
cool.
smash
Oh, and it's
that
raining.
Smash that even
Yeah.
more, you know.
So that will handle
I don't
with.
think I broke it. I mean, that might be something they might want.
That's neat. So this is kind of one of those neat time treasures of just the fact this is a personal item that someone wore while they were walking this piece of property.
What do you suppose it is?
It's a coin. I have no clue. It's bigger than a penny.
Yeah. Seemingly like a nickel. Which I don't very often find. But it looks copper. It's a buffalo nickel.
It's a buffalo nickel. Cool.
Can you see the buffalo?
Yeah, I can see it. And we'll clean these all up. Show them. So you're finding lots of coins in this whole section.
Can make out the Indian head on there.
Yep.
I think the date on it is on the back.
You see a date?
I can't because I'm half blind, but I think there is a date on there. I can't do it. As you said, we'll take them home and see if we can clean them up. It's I don't know. Looks maybe the same vintage as the Indian head penny. 1800s, maybe. Sweet. This thing down there.
Oh, what is it?
Some sort of a shot glass thing.
That's cool.
What do we use it for?
You can see it right there. Notice how every single coin you drop, like, put me back in the hole.
Mm. Well, at least this one's a weedy.
Another
If
one?
you can see at 1 cent.
Hmm?
There is a date there, but I can't read it. Once you find a few, you kind of have to, you know, high 70s or what are ringing as pennies. So.
Go. Oh, there we go. So we have another coin. Is it another penny?
It's another, yeah, it's a...
See? They don't want Steve holding the pennies, the coins.
I think it's another weedy. So I have to do some research on those so that I have a better idea of what the dates are.
Mm.
So when we find these things, it can kind of determine that they stopped making the wee pennies in 1964 or whatever, you know. I don't know if you can see that. It's like right here.
I have to put my glasses on too. And what is it?
Actually, let me find that other piece. I don't know. Try to swivel.
Is it brass?
I think it's like plated, chrome plated or something. I don't know. We'll have to clean it up and look at it and see if we can figure it out. It looks like some sort of a turnbuckle-y kind of thing.
And she's come out to greet me. I wanted to start by just walking around the property. And I'm quite certain that she's the original owner of the property, because she's talking to me all about what they created here. And this place is, I'm like, you know, I don't look like super great because I'm like, I've been pretty emotional the entire time I've been here. It's hot, sticky weather. But it feels like, man, if you wanted to be close to yourself, this is what they built. And that's what I'm hearing from her. It's like, this is tranquility. This is peace. This is, like, if you ever wanted to really know yourself, go out in the woods. Go out in nature, because nature truly is, it's like, nature truly is God's work. You know, you want to know yourself? It's like, be out here. That's the feeling I'm getting. So we're kind of following Steve down one of the trails. As I said before, there's so many of these that are these paths that I feel were destination places. Like, she's kind of following me, and so she's from the 1800s. My client's family lived here in the 1900s, and obviously in the 2000s. And I think she actually communed with them. I think she really communed with my client's father, which is what brought me on this property to begin with. So here's one of the stone crosses on the property.
It's pretty interesting.
There's a brook.
Probably protect the brook because for many years people probably swam in the brook and
Yeah, it's just incredibly neat. So here's kind of like another little stone foundation.
there's something here because
There's definitely,
stone. There's 4 or 3 cornerstones.
it's probably hard for you guys to see this, but there's 4, you can kind of see the posts, there's 4 of them. Almost like marking something that was built on this spot.
There's a half-circle stone here too. And some trees coming up in the trees.
Kind of can't hear Steve, but yeah. And there's the brook, and then you'll see right up here, there's like a bench. So that's what she has been saying all along, of like, there were all these spots for reflection. Like all these places that you would go for sit and reflect. I almost like it, I know it sounds like so weird, but it's like, this is God's country almost. Like, if you want to have self-reflection.
That's why it almost is a big cross right over there. It's almost like this whole thing had to have gone together because all this stuff, you know, the property must have all been worn at once because the bench over there is obviously built on a stone outcrop.
Yeah.
So that was a spot that someone came and sat, like maybe on a retreat, a religious retreat of some sort. Because there's all this stuff.
Yep.
I just keep noticing stuff as I go.
It's all religious.
There's planters, there's...
Yeah.
This is some stuff I probably shouldn't. That's weird.
Yeah. very neat. Whoa. That's a new one.
I'm not really sure what it is. This makes me wonder if it wasn't like
Huh. So we are walking down to another part of the piece of property. Checking out some of the different structures that are here. It's pretty neat. A lot of tranquility here. That's neat. I love the detail on the top. That's really cool.
Who knows if it's talcum powder or if it's...
Yeah. So this piece of property was just not only tranquil and breathtaking, but one of the neat things for me is we were able to actually confirm and validate the identity of the spirits that I was connecting with when we were there. So this woman, this elderly woman, an old woman that was very much a strong presence, was leading me all around the property and wanting to show me everything. Her name was Edith Maybe. And it was neat to see a picture of her, which showed her being very tiny, very, very thin, very small, very tiny. And her husband, Henry, built this house as a summer retreat. Now, it was a summer retreat for them, but it also was a retreat for the movement that they were involved in. So in 1863, Henry Maybe was very much inspired by, he met D.L. Moody at a conference, and D.L. Moody was very strong presence and had really was a part of the spiritual movement in Northfield, Mass. If you travel into Northfield, Mass, there's a ton of history on D.L. Moody, as well as there's a ton of huge historical buildings and estates and schools, and just a lot. There's like a whole world it's almost like Northfield, Mass exists because of D.L. Moody and his movement. So these men were very involved in the missionary. And what was kind of cool about it is that Henry himself was, I believe it was the age of 16 that he met D.L. Moody, and he continued for 18 years being a teacher, pretty much a teacher for this mission. And he was constant himself in Northfield, Mass. Hence why he built this summer home. Now, Henry traveled the world. He was, doing these lectures, presentations. He wrote, he had these seminars that he did. He wrote essays, all having to do with the Baptist ministry in that time period. Very well-known man, and had a lot of accomplishments. I mean, there was a whole list. I mean, I could probably do an hour video just on this man's accomplishments. But the interesting thing about it is that in all of his travels, which made sense why this piece of property was uniquely different, and it kind of stood out in its town. I mean, in New England, we don't normally have Swiss chalet houses, so and built on the mountainside. So that was kind of a neat thing to see, that part of his travels truly were reflecting on this piece of property. From the religious items that were all around, the paths, the sitting areas, to the house design itself. So the neat thing too is that these two as a couple, so Henry met Edith. She was the daughter of his first pastor, and the man that inspired him. This is how they met, and obviously fell in love, and began this mission and built this house. The description of the two of them, in the picture that you will see, it was really kind of neat, because they are how I saw them. He's very tall man. She's very short and tiny. And the feeling that I got is that they will always be checking in on their property. They're always going to be a presence there. But it was nice, and it was validating. One of the neat things is that in one of the articles that I was reading about Henry, is he was described, and I don't want to say it wrong, he was described as a tireless spokesperson for the missionary. And this is somebody who devoted their whole entire life to their mission. And the feeling on the property really exuded that. And I think that was one of the reasons why I was just completely mesmerized by it, the tranquilness of it. And these people, the legacy that they have is always going to reside there. Long after somebody else buys the house, whatever it may be, I think that their energy is always going to be around, because they spent their whole life with that purpose. And that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for joining us. It isn't always that we're able to do the historical piece on the validity of the people that I'm connecting with, but this was one of those that it was truly a pleasure. So thanks for watching, and continue to subscribe, share if you like, definitely comment, and we'll see you on the next one.